Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally doesn't work. So you're probably looking at the picture, the thumbnail for this video. It's kind of funny because last night Michael comes upstairs and says, Dad, Nick Caps is a little bit upset with his rack. I said, why? What's wrong with it? Did it come in damaged or something? He said, no. He's a Washington fan. So he ended up getting a Cowboys rack. So that was kind of funny. So I'm going to go ahead and make him a replacement one here. And it actually brings up something that's actually really important. Hang on, let me clean the paintbrush real quick. Actually, it brings up a great point because, see, what I'm doing is I am a power freak, or I like to be in charge, and I am that guy that's like, I'll do it myself. Okay, if you want a job done, do it yourself. And the problem with that is you're kind of a jack of all trades, and you're not really a master of any. And running the channel memberships, it's too much to try and keep up with. I make mistakes like not knowing that Nick Cap is a Washington fan, but also a supporter of the channel. So enter me learning about delegating or releasing some of that control. And this is where having my wife, my wonderful wife, who is great, she's a genius when it comes to working with computers and taking care of managing things like that. Stuff that I wish and dream that I could do. But she's getting the site set up so that way when you do your profile, it'll say Nick Cap, Washington fan. So send him a lot of Cowboy stuff. But that also reminds me of, everything in the world is related. Everything. And I think about where the Cowboys are right now versus where they've been in the past. Jerry Jones is that control freak too. Jerry Jones is that guy who, when Jimmy Johnson was getting credit for the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl, he was like, I'm going to do it all now. I'm going to show you. And he's picking the players and he's building the stadium. He's picking out. I bet you he's hand picking out every single piece of imported marble from Italy. Each piece. And telling the guys how to put it down. Because he's that kind of control freak. But what you realize is you may have all the power and the say-so on it, but it doesn't mean that you're going to do the job as good as somebody who knows. I wonder, you remember back when Bill Parcells was here, if he had left Bill Parcells alone. You remember Bill Parcells literally had to say to the media, if you want me to cook the meal, let me at least buy the groceries. You wonder if Bill Parcells, who left the cabinets full, the DeMarcus Wares, the Jason Wittens, the Tony Romos, that was Bill Parcells. It wasn't Jason Garrett. It wasn't Jerry Jones. That was Bill Parcells finding the talent. And what Jerry Jones has done is he realized I have to give up some of that control. And because he did that, is the reason why our team is actually better now. When he hired Dan Quinn, that was a different thing than what he had done. Because typically, what Jerry Jones would always do is hire within or hire somebody he's comfortable with, somebody who's already been with the program. But see, the problem with that is it reminds me of when before Amazon and Walmart was just beginning to really take over. You may remember there was Sears and there was Kmart. And they decided we're going to merge into one company. The problem with that is you took two businesses that were out of touch, had a bad business model, and you're putting them together. Putting together two losing franchises doesn't make one good one. It just makes one big, bad losing franchise. And that's what the Cowboys were doing when they kept hiring from within. You still had the same business model, the same philosophy that wasn't working before. It was outdated. And so when Jerry hired Dan Quinn, instead of doing what he always doing as a power freak, you know, the GM that's got his GM suite with the phone that goes down on the field, instead of him being there trying to micromanage and pick out every piece of tile, he gave Dan Quinn full autonomy. You're the coach. You go buy the groceries. And allowed him to do what he thought was the right thing to get the team turned around. And you look at this and say, wow, Jerry, your team is looking great. And see, the funny thing is Jerry's always looking for the credit. He always wants to hear people talk about how smart he is and everything else. But with the Cowboys winning, and you being the owner of it, you're the one that put them in the position to win. And that's that lesson that I'm learning right now because of Nick Cap. By allowing somebody else to have that control and that power, they're able to do things better than what I can do not having the experience. Important lesson to learn. Because the other benefit of understanding your limitations and putting people in places to succeed, that allows you to do the things that you're really great at and do them even better than if you're worried about whether or not somebody's a Washington fan. Hope you guys are having a great hump day. And Nick, we'll get it to you soon.